Welcome to another edition of the Catholic News Herald Update. I'm David Haynes. We begin with a special Mass that was a combination of a heartfelt thank you and a celebration for our priests and Bishop Peter Jugas. Sue Ann Howell explains.
9 priests, who together have 462 years of service to the Church, were honored June 21st at Mass at St. Patrick Cathedral in Charlotte. Bishop Peter Jugas served as main celebrant. He himself marks 35 years of priesthood and 15 years as the Bishop of Charlotte this year. Bishop Jugas was joined at the altar by 5 of those priests being recognized for Jubilee anniversaries or retirement this year. The 9 priests honored at Mass include Father Richard Bononis, Benedictine Father David Kessinger, Father James Hawker, Father Edward Sheridan, Father George Closter, Father Eric Kowalski, and Father Carmen Malacare. Father Wilbur Thomas and Father Carl Delguidas are retiring. These distinguished priests, many of whom were asked to build new parishes, create vital ministries, and initiate ecumenical outreach efforts over the past 46 years since the Diocese of Charlotte was created, are a reflection of the body of Christ. The Mass held at St. Patrick Cathedral was part of the annual Priests Colloquium held in Charlotte June 21st through the 22nd. Recalling the recent celebration of Father's Day, Bishop Jugas spoke of how they had probably all been wished a happy Father's Day by their parishioners. He told them their parishioners consider them to be their spiritual father. They call you Father. The faithful are formed and grow in holiness by what their spiritual father speaks to them, praying that they will receive that love which they have given to many, many parishioners through the years. Sue Ann Howell, Catholic News Herald.
This week in Charlotte, there was a gathering of bishops. The 5 bishops of the Carolinas and Georgia meet on a regular basis, and their most recent gathering included Mass at St. Patrick Cathedral in Charlotte. Archbishop Wilton Gregory of Atlanta was the homilist.
But Jesus doesn't give us simply wise statements. He gives us a pathway to life. So when he says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, he's telling us, bishops, laity, clergy, faithful, don't just repeat those words, live them.
A small but determined group of Catholics held a march in uptown Charlotte recently to draw attention to the persecution of Christians taking place around the world. It was a very hot day for the marchers and for Patricia Guilfoyle, who has this report.
Catholics kicked off Religious Freedom Week with a march through uptown Charlotte June 22nd. Stopping near Independence Square during their march, speakers prayed and spoke about the threats to religious liberty.
Our job as Christians is to just tell everybody that Jesus Christ is their salvation, that he loves them and he has a plan for their life. Amen. They have a purpose in their existence and he wants us to tell them about it. But unfortunately, there are folks who don't like that message and they desire to shut Christianity down. We've seen that for 2,000 years.
Make your choice today. Stand up to end Christian persecution.
For the freedom to proclaim the gospel.
Give us your grace.
They marched on to the federal courthouse where they prayed the Litany for Religious Liberty, the Rosary, and the Chaplet of Divine Mercy.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at
The Religious Freedom Week campaign is a call by the U.S. bishops for all Catholics in our nation to pray, learn, and get involved in peaceful public action to protect the right to religious liberty.
the hour of our death. Amen.
The memory of 2 Asheville students is being honored with a new endowment fund. Asheville Catholic School student 10-year-old William Edward Gibbs and his 13-year-old brother O'Brien died last September in a car accident. The endowment was established with $29,000 from the proceeds of the school's 2018 Shamrock Run. This year's run was dedicated to the memory of the Gibbs brothers, whose mom has been involved for years in the annual fundraiser for the school. The endowment was set up through the Diocese Development Office and will be used for tuition assistance at Asheville Catholic School. We began this update with a salute to our priest jubilarians, and we are also bidding farewell to 3 other servants of the Lord. Deacon Ronald Steinkamp passed away in early June in High Point after a lengthy illness. He was 74. A deacon since 1995, Deacon Ron served for nearly 2 decades at St. Pius X Church in Greensboro and also served a term as director of the Diocese's Permanent Diaconate Ministry. Mercy's sister, Ellen McSorley, died in late May after an extended illness. She had been a Sister of Mercy for more than 70 years. Her ministry was teaching and caring for the sick, especially people suffering from AIDS. Sister was 88 years old. And Ray Correa, Director of Planned Giving for the Diocese, died unexpectedly on June the 5th. He served the church as an educator and accreditation leader for the Diocese of Richmond, Virginia. Ray was 66 years old. May these 3 servants of Christ rest in peace. Finally, congratulations to the staff of the Catholic News Herald for winning 6 awards from the Catholic Press Association of the United States and Canada. The awards were presented at the Catholic Media Conference in Green Bay, Wisconsin in mid-June. Among the honors was a second-place award for the Catholic News Herald website that you are looking at right now. That sums up this edition of the Catholic News Herald Update. I'm David Haynes. God bless.